So Kristen always gets on to me. She's like, why do you wave? I was like, so then I can go through and find, yeah. So, all right.
Hey MTV, and welcome to my crib. Here at Link Apartments Mint Street, you could come get an apartment from me and give me commission.
Wait a minute, this is my podcast, not yours. Okay, so now I'm gonna start this. Welcome back to another Modified Rides podcast. As you guys on YouTube can tell, I'm in a little bit different situation today. The pink in the background is not by my choice, it's by my guest choice. Today I have my daughter, Sarena.
I think the pink looks better.
I don't know, blue works for me better. So I actually had to come down to Charlotte where she lives and do some maintenance for her. So I told her she needs to find a man, then she can not have to have dad come fix that. But
he fails to realize I don't want a man.
okay, so no one hit her up. She's not looking for a man. No. Unless you're rich.
Yeah, unless she can pay my rent. And car payment, that'd be great.
So Serena's, of course, grown up with me doing the photography thing. I started doing it, she's probably about a year old or so. So she's been, her entire life has been going to car shows, vacations around car shows, all that. So I kind of want to get her input on what she feels about the car scene and about dad doing what dad does. So
I just thought about something funny.
Okay.
When you brought up going around to the car shows growing up, I just thought about the one time I found beer in the fridge.
Every time I walk into a hotel, that's the first thing I do is open the fridge. We was laid out in the park in Morristown, Tennessee, and she was probably, I don't know, 5 or 6. Walks in the hotel and just opens the little fridge in the hotel, and somebody left like a 12-pack of like Bud Light in there. So ever since then, as soon as we walk in the hotel, she would open the door. Oh, there's no beer in here. But we also taught her about 6 years old how to order a beer when we went out to eat at car shows. So
that came in handy when I had a fake ID.
Whoa, we're not. Well, she's legal now. She's over 21. So we're not going to have the fake ID in there. So that was something Dad didn't want to know about, but you know.
He knew.
Got to do what you got to do, I guess.
Yeah.
So you've grown up your whole life around custom vehicles and around car shows. You're one of the few kids I know that would go to a show and like lean and look in a window and not touch, and you know, wouldn't throw stuff in the floor in the car. Like you, I don't know if I beat you enough as a kid to keep you from throwing stuff in the floor.
Should we bleep that?
No.
Okay.
It's statute of limitations. It's been over 7 years.
Wow. Okay. So
how did you feel growing up around custom vehicles on a weekly basis?
Scared to touch anything. It was cool. It was kind of, I guess, like a little flex growing up. The boys loved it. I don't really care about them anymore now though, but they loved it growing up. I would talk about cars or like be around it, and they thought it was cool. And then of course, like all his builds, all of my friends have always thought were cool.
Well, that came later. So you were, I guess, a freshman in high school at 14, maybe? Is that math?
That was the blue truck year, yep.
But is that your freshman year? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but before then, she used to go to car shows, kept wanting to ask, can I use your camera? And there's many shows I'd give her my backup camera, and she would walk around taking pictures, and actually has had a few pictures in magazines over the years. And then
unpaid.
Well, you got food, you got power, water, and here I come again to do stuff in your apartment, hang stuff for the TV. Like you're still getting paid. And after we finish this, she's going to take me out to lunch when we do this. So, right?
And flip him the bill.
See, that's you guys that don't have kids. They say they're expensive when they're younger. No, they're expensive when they're older.
I just know what I want now, more so than like toys. I want like food and bills paid.
So she'd always gone to shows. That was the deal. I was gone a lot because she cheered. I thought we was going to start this and say this was going to be a cheerleading podcast, but
I mean, if I did a backflip right now, we might be going to the ER.
You're a little out of practice.
Yeah.
So
it's been a minute.
So she's cheered from the time she was 3 until what, 23, 24?
23.
Yeah.
I've cheered for 20 years and then coached a year.
So there was a lot of weekends I'd be gone to car shows that she wouldn't be able to go because she was doing cheerleading. But then when the seasons worked out or whatever, she got to go. And you know, you see a lot of these bratty kids that run around at shows and climbing in cars and leaning on stuff and throwing rocks. Well, I'll give her credit. That was not her. She know I gave her that one look and she's like, yep, Dad's not going to approve of this.
Yeah. I give my dog that same look now.
But your dog probably don't do the same.
She knows not to when I give her the look.
So then moving forward to when I started doing the SEMA stuff, like I said, she was a freshman in high school. And I remember I drove the truck probably the week before SEMA. She was cheering at one of the football games. Of course, football season's the same time as SEMA build season is.
Always lined up around homecoming.
Yeah.
The last game.
I guess, did I miss a couple of those in high school?
A handful.
Well, I had business to do.
A handful.
You had another one the next year.
And if the SEMA company ever sees this video, it'd be really cool if you could do SEMA not in football season.
You don't cheer anymore, though.
But it still affects me.
So the first year I remember I showed up and there was a couple of kids from her school had posted and tagged me in pictures of the blue truck in the parking lot. And then the next truck I did, she didn't even have her license, but when the guy came up from Austin to buy the Tundra, the brown truck, went to her school and let her drive through the parking lot in the big lifted Tundra. Didn't even have her license. I was a little scared about that one.
I did good.
But she didn't wreck it. He hopped in it that afternoon, drove it home. But so seeing Dad build vehicles back to back like that, like you said, I know you said it was a flex to the boys, but how did you feel knowing that Dad plays with high-end builds like that?
I mean, it was always like impressive. Kind of makes me look at cars like differently for myself, or like know what I like more in a car now. Like, I still think it's time that I get a build of my own, but
well, you've said that for years. And what have you always wanted me to build?
A Jeep.
And what if I tell you I would build it under one circumstance?
If I paid for it.
There you go. So she thinks she's going to get a build out of me. I mean, my wife gets a couple builds.
But now I kind of want, and this is a whole nother debacle that we're not even going to get into, and then I wanted an Audi. And then
after the wagon?
Yeah, but I honestly liked the SQ5.
You drove the wagon,
cute.
didn't you?
No, I don't think I did.
I know we did the launch control with. I couldn't remember if you drove it or not, or if I trusted you to drive it.
I don't think I drove that one.
That would have been a little scary.
But I took that. He would let me take the SQ5 to college if I needed it, or like if he had my car or something. But kind of made me want one of those. But then the value over time, and so now I can't get one of those now.
You can buy whatever you want to buy. That has nothing to do with my bank account now.
Well, he always just has a strong opinion of the vehicles. I was going to trade. I had thoughts of trading I had Acura a couple months ago, and I was like listing off cars, and every car I would send him, he'd be like, no, trash, no. You want it for a long time? No. Like, give me a chance.
Well, that's where you guys need to raise your kids to know what's good cars and what's not. So,
I will say, and this is not, I almost cussed.
You can say whatever the fuck you want to say. And it still bothers me when she calls me and she throws the F word around. I'm like, in my mind, she's still like 12 years old. I'm like, why is this kid cussing? But
my favorite fucking word. No, what is it? I have a coworker. His family has had like BMWs forever. And he actually had a BMW, and then he like sold it and got rid of it. He doesn't have a car right now. And he was saying that he was looking at buying another BMW. And I looked at him, I was like, you sure you want to do that? He was like, my family's always had them. I was like, okay, good luck with that.
Well, I used to be a Honda guy. Everything I had was a Honda or Acura or something. Well, now it's, it don't matter anything. But raising her around the cars to, respect the cars and to not, trash them, not, mess with other people's vehicles, has in turn taught her how to take care of her own car. And that's a proud dad moment there, because you pull up somewhere and she's backed in at an end spot.
Closest to the wall, so there's nobody beside me if we go to the garage right now. I'm parked in a good spot. If there's like a fur in my like carpet, it irks me. I love my dog to pieces, but if she goes in the backseat of my car, she gives me nose art on my windows, and I hate that. I hate that because it's not clean.
She literally takes care of her vehicle. I give her hell because I'm like, this is dirty. But so I washed it on Thanksgiving or the week of Thanksgiving, and I hadn't washed it since you moved to Charlotte, which was what? July.
Yeah, you washed it right before. So it was like honestly, like June, like the end of June.
When she was in college, she'd come to the house. Her college was like an hour from the house. And she would come home for, a day or doing something. She'd run by the house and be like, Dad, I'm going to come by your house and can you clean my car? I'm like, well, I'm not there. And then she would show up and clean her own car out and vacuum it out. She wouldn't wash it, but she would still clean it out. She's always kept it clean. Even when people spilled queso in the back.
No, what was it? It was bean dip.
Don't let your drunk friends ride in the back of your car because that's what happens.
I was so sad about that because my seat has little like holes that
Perforated.
he went through with the poker. Cleaned it out as best he could, but I mean, they hesitated to tell me that. I had the music up and it spilled. Leah was actually in the car, and the look on her face. It happened, and she was like, I don't want to tell her. She was like literally whispering to him. She was like, we just need to clean it up. And he immediately got out of the car. He was like, where's the paper towels? I was like, no. But yeah, I like to keep my car very clean now.
But now growing up around custom vehicle and the whole custom, modified vehicle world, you're probably different than most girls your age. You drive down the road, you see a car, you kind of know what it is, if it's been modified, it's not where, I'm sure most of your friends, you could pass a custom truck or something, they'd be like, I didn't see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Do any of your friends have anything cool? Or just a bunch of mom cars or Subarus or?
Leah did get another Subaru.
Sure she's not lesbian?
I'll have to show her if you put this in there. But when I pulled up to Alabama, she got literally it's maybe a couple years older than her last one, but it's green now. And I was like, do you swap it for a green one?
She's not even from Asheville either, so that's the...
She has a Subaru it's a good car for her dog.
Coexist sticker on the back window? You need to buy her one and put it on, and then she'll never notice it.
No. I cannot think of any friends of mine that have custom cars.
I know you said even in high school, all your friends.
I mean, the country boys would
but they would always be
trucks or.
Yeah.
I remember there was one kid. He actually, it was Kirsten. He had the red truck. Yeah. So in high school, I would say I had more friends that had custom stuff, but
and they all knew who I was.
As far as college though, I'd say probably not. But.
So let's get into the fact that your friends knew who I was. So let's tell the story of the time you went to Sarasota and was at the restaurant.
It was like a bar. I had flown to Sarasota to see a friend, and I'm standing there, and I literally had a guy tap me on my shoulder.
Wait a minute, that's when you had your fake ID? See? Okay.
No, I was 21 then.
Okay.
I was flying by myself and everything, and they lost my luggage. American Airlines. No, I was at a bar in Sarasota and had a guy come up to me, tap my shoulder, and I hate when men talk to me at the bar. I don't know. That's a whole nother thing.
But isn't that how you get drinks?
It is, but there's a certain way around it. But when some guys can just be very obnoxious.
What up, girl?
They cling. I hate a clinger. I want my drink and please leave. I promise I'm nice, but no, but this guy tapped me on my shoulder. In that moment, I was like, what do you want? And I turned around, I was like, hey, what's up? He goes, is your last name Burrell? I was like, yeah. And he goes, I know who your dad is. He was like, I've seen his builds.
Wait, and keep in mind, this is 10 hours from our house.
10 hours. I've never met the dude. It was at a bar I didn't even...
She'd never been to before ever.
No, had never even... Well, I guess I had been to that town
Well,
before,
now you have a Burrell Images shirt on, so...
I felt it was fitting.
So, but if you would have had that, it would have made sense.
But no, he just recognized me. But I have that happen a lot in Asheville too. But
I think you called me that night.
I did. I think so. Because I was like, why can I not go anywhere?
Yep. So once again, dads, if you have little girls, get your network large, so people all over the country will recognize your kids and keep an eye on them. So from then on out, she was a waitress, and she'd have somebody be like, "You look familiar." Her first reply was,
"Do you know my dad?"
Yep. So she thinks everybody knows me after that one.
It happens a lot in Asheville, though. And the thing about Asheville, it's like they won't approach me. Like sometimes they will, but sometimes they won't. I was in a bar on the night before Thanksgiving, and I'm standing there, and I overhear somebody behind me go, "That's Brandon's daughter, the guy that builds all the stuff." And I'm just standing at the bar like, "Oh my Lord, like please, just I know." It's like I almost needed to wear this out and be like, I get it.
You should. No. You should wear that more than what you wear when you do go out. That's more dad approved.
I've been dressing better. I've been dressing more mature. I have gotten rid of some of the crop tops. It's the upper half I like to show off now.
I don't think this is the podcast I want to hear right now.
But I've been keeping it classier.
Well, you are an adult and have your own career and stuff now.
At least I'm not wearing muumuus.
At Lee, well, she won't listen to this, but sister-in-law wears dresses, but I call them muumuus all the time. So
yeah, I don't wear muumuus or golden gooses. I'm a certified golden goose hater. Like, why are we wearing dirty shoes?
And speaking of shoes, you guys that know me know that I have a massive shoe collection. Well, someone has picked up on that in high school and college, and now she don't have as many boxes in her closet as I do, but she still keeps them clean, keeps them in boxes, hates when they get dirty, hates when they get creased. She's not the dirty Air Force One girl when she was in college that everybody.
They were clean, no crease. When I had my Air Force Ones, they were clean, no crease. There's a few more pairs that I've been wanting recently. He keeps teasing me with a pink and white pair of Dunks. Like, if you're going to keep sending me pictures, just buy them. Every
time I go out of town and I'm looking for me shoes, I always go to the women's section. And, of course, she's got small shoes. So then I go to the kids section trying to find her shoes. And I'm like, "Hey, what do you think of this one? What do you think of that one?" And then she usually don't reply until I'm already left the store. But the whole time I've been here today, she's been on her phone nonstop. So it shows your phone's in your hand.
My work group chat. No, when you were in Vegas and you were Snapchatting me, I was opening them quick because part of me knew he was in a shoe store. But, yeah, no, I do. My love for shoes.
I've been trying to get her to go to SEMA for years with me. And it was always, like she said, homecoming time. And in college, it was always, cheerleading stuff going on because of football. Now she's an adult. So if she could get off work that week, she would just have to pay her own way. Well,
now that I know how PTO works and I can prepare, but I'm also wanting to do Vegas for my 25th, so we might have to hold off on SEMA for another year. Kristen knows about that. I'm having her help me plan.
And my wife keep stuff for me all the time.
I'm having her help me plan. 4 solid days. Club, another club, another club, another club, sleep, another club. We're all a couple of girls, that's my plan, pile in a hotel room. I have Kristen. I told her she needs to help me plan it. I want to do the Bellagio.
Like you need rehab at this point.
No. That would be my one big last hurrah. I mean, that's halfway to 50. 25 is a big number.
Oh, you're almost old.
I hate it. I woke up 24 and felt it.
Wait till you're 30.
That frontal lobe.
Wait till you're 30.
I'm kind of excited to be in my 30s. I'll admit that. They just seem like just a better time in life.
They're expensive.
More chill. Well, when you're married to Kristen, yeah, probably. And you take trips all the time, which I would like to go on that next one, please.
We took her to Mexico for her college graduation. That's enough.
Leah graduates this summer. Let's go again.
If you're paying, I'll go. You see that? I can't. I'm always told I have to pay. So even her coworker downstairs, when we went down to get something, he's like, "Well, she can just pay you back next week when y'all go to lunch."
He's gonna regret that comment. He's gonna regret that one.
At least she's close enough to. I'm only a couple hours away. And as soon as she moved down here, first thing I did was reach out to a bunch of my car guys and like, "Hey, my daughter's going to be down that way. Like, I don't have to worry if she has a flat tire, has car issues, like
The tire thing we should have worried about.
So she grew up around a car household. I'm in Vegas at SEMA this year and get a phone call. I'm like, "Hey, I'm getting ready to do a trip. I need to put air in my tires." And she was like at a gas station trying to put air in her tires. And she goes, "It says I have 23 pounds in this tire." I'm like, "All right, well, stop, put it on." She's like, "All right." She got back in the car and said, "Well, it says 21. I'm like, Are you pushing it down hard enough?
I'm putting my body weight in it.
And I'm like, all right, so literally I'm standing there at SEMA, like on the phone with her, trying to like have conversations
And
with
keep
people.
in mind, on top of this, I'm already stressed out because I don't know what's happening. I need air in my tire. It's like 10 p.m. And then a guy pulls up, looks a little scary. I'm at a weird gas station. I don't really know Charlotte gas stations that much right now because I am fairly
Don't
new.
go to Sugar Creek. Isn't that the one you're not supposed to go to?
No, yeah, I'm not pulling up on Sugar Creek. I'm good. But no, I mean, it was a quick trip. It wasn't like a bad one, but the guy pulled up and I'm like, dang, I ain't got no weapon on me. I'm by myself, barely pushing 110. Like, he's going to scoop me up right here, and I'm not going to fill my tires.
So she FaceTimes me just in case she gets kidnapped. I can see the person.
So, yeah, I was putting, like, my body weight into it, couldn't understand it. Finally, it gets down to, like, 18 pounds. I'm like, I'm really doing something wrong here. And I keep telling the guy, because he's just watching me, I'm like, this is going to take a minute. Honestly, like, hinting, like, find you another gas station. Because, I'm on tire 1, and I've got 3 left. And so he's like, no, I'll wait. And then he goes, do you need any help? And at this point, I'm like, you want to try it? Be my guest.
And I'm 34 hours away from her.
Because something isn't, and I'm on FaceTime, so like, be my guest. Try it yourself. Because this pump, I was like, I think it's broken. And he looked at the pump, and he looked at me, he looked back at the pump, and he turned it on. He clicked the button, and I was like, wow. I was like, I didn't have it turned on.
And yes, the guys on YouTube, the brunette is a natural color. She's not really blonde, but
I have never been so humbled in my life. When he clicked that button, I was like, got it.
I quickly told everyone around me what she had just done.
I was so ashamed. But typically, like, he'll do it for me. And I always know the air compressor sound, like it's loud. But I was like, maybe this one just like, you just put it on and it just blows it up. But so, what's the brand that makes the mini pumps?
The Viair?
If you're watching this, I could use one.
She wouldn't know how to work the power switch on it though.
You showed me. But that way I can do it in my parking garage here. I don't have to go to a Quick Trip and have a man watch
Which is a
me
gas
do it
station
the
if you're
whole
not from
time.
this area.
Have a man watch me take air out of my tires.
He was
for
probably
20
laughing
minutes.
the whole time. Like this
And
idiot.
I was being kind of mean. I was like, at first I was like, it's gonna be a minute. I was so overstimulated. He was like, this bitch.
And she
First
kept
off-
taking FaceTime and going, I think he's going to kidnap me. I think he's going to kidnap me. I was like, well, just show his face and scream out what's around you if you...
But he filled them up, and I got in the car and turned it around so he could do the other 2. And I was like, thanks for your time.
Didn't offer to buy him a candy bar or
Not in
a
the
soft drink.
because then I pulled over and had to get gas too.
You know how to do that, right? It's
do.
better than Kristen, because the last couple of times she's tried to get diesel in the Tahoe. It keeps coming out. I don't know what it's doing.
You're not supposed to put diesel in your car?
No, she's got a diesel.
I'm
Her
saying-
Tahoe's a diesel.
I'm saying in general, though.
But she like just barely
Just
puts the
kidding.
tip in, and then it just flows out all over the side of the Tahoe. So she struggles with gas, and you struggle with air.
No, I'm
So I'm
good
gonna have
with
a
gas, and
seminar.
I do 93. You didn't
She's
put
learned.
You didn't put 93 in my car last time, though, did you?
If I'm having to pay for it, no. I got my own vehicles to put gas in.
What a shame.
I have to put 93 in the Maverick. I can't afford to put that in
You're
yours.
telling me that takes 93 and it doesn't have butt warmers?
Why does everybody make fun of the Maverick? Kristen calls it the Paw truck.
And the one time I took his truck to my grandparents on Christmas because he was cleaning my car.
The Maverick. I don't let her drive this year.
And unfortunately, and the Maverick key, I wish he had it on you.
It's a key.
A key.
It's not a key fob.
And so for maybe 5 minutes, I went to go get out of I can't remember if I was getting in or out, but I was like
Getting
literally
out.
like looking like around like this and like got up and like got in the back seat and looked under the seats. I was like, I can't find the key. Like I know I have it because I got here. Couldn't find the key. It's in the ignition.
Yep. So it shows you she's a little bougie. She's not
Like a push start.
She's not used to the poverty vehicles. Is that she used to make fun of my poverty wheels when I got it.
Spoiled.
Well, when I got the truck, it had the silver bullet hole base model, cop-looking wheels on it, and she used to call them my poverty wheels.
Real like the vehicles that they drive at Pepsi when they're not on a route.
Oh, like the salesman
Yeah.
vehicles and stuff,
Looked like one of those.
like a work truck.
Yeah. Better than the red one.
So, of everything that I've built over the years or owned, so we'll do that. So every vehicle I've ever owned from the time you were born, which one is your favorite?
That's kind of hard to pick because, like, you've had your lifted trucks, you've had the wagon.
2 wagons, actually. Because I had the yellow one, too.
You did.
You were too young to remember.
I remember that one, not as much as I would, like, obviously, any of these
So I had TVs back in the early 2000s. Everybody had TVs. We had a TV in each headrest. So every time we'd go somewhere, she would go, "Watch poo in the car. Watch poo in the car."
Yeah, I'd probably say
Okay.
See, I liked the Tundra.
And why?
I liked the lifted era. I did like the lifted era. Speakers are always big for me. Lowered wise, I'd have to say your truck right now.
The Sierra.
In comparison to the Ram, yeah.
You like the Sierra over the Ram?
Kind of. Yeah.
Why?
I wish your Sierra had a better sound system.
It's got 2 12s in it.
But I feel like it's not as loud as some of your other ones.
It's probably wasn't as loud as the Subaru.
Yeah.
But it's been louder than everything else I've had. It's louder than the
I always
Ram.
forget about that one.
Because like you never set Mitchell's truck with the
I don't think
4
so.
subs in the bed.
I don't think so.
Yeah, see? So I think the Sierra, other than Subaru, the Sierra's had the loudest system in it.
Okay. Yeah, I would have to say the Sierra over the Ram lowered wise. I'd say the Tundra over the blue truck and the wagon.
If I could get any of them back to give to you, which one would you want to have?
Wagon.
The Audi?
Yeah. Honestly, though, I'm telling you, the wagon was great and all, but I could really do that SQ5. It was just, she was cute.
Oh, so you're kind of basic.
No, I like the red interior. It was just cute. Got me where I needed to go. A little bougie.
And every time you drove that car to college, last thing I said is do not get a door ding, do not curb a wheel.
I'll tell you what, I don't think I ever admitted this, but it doesn't matter because it's gone now. But I did drive it out there one night. I can't remember what I was doing it for. I think it was because I had to bring, like right before I moved out, because I needed to bring boxes back. And I happened to have a party thrown at my house. And I walked outside and somebody was leaned up on it, smoking a blunt. And I walked over there and I was like, hey, what's up? Like trying to be nice. And he like went like kind of like this. And I went, you want to get off that car or what? And he went, my bad, my bad. I was like, you see what's parked out here? Get off that car. I was like, and I literally got in it and moved it down the block.
It didn't look like your typical college
No, but
car.
I will say when people would see me pull up in it, they'd be like, what in the world? Yeah, it's me.
And she's always had to have tinted windows. I don't think her mom liked that I got her windshield tinted on the car she's got
It grew
now.
on her, because I think mom has hers done now, but it grew on her. But she was scared at first. But I will say, I don't know, and I know I'm like technically young still, but man, the older I get, I can't see out that windshield. Oh, my Lord. It's the rain. When it rains, I don't like driving in the rain with all
I
10
thought I
windows.
raised you better than that. She didn't go as dark as mine, and we only did, was it 18% or whatever on the sides. I
could have wanted, I wish I would have went a little bit darker on the sides.
I'd see that as a safety thing, because if you've got a single little frame girl sitting at a red light and some guys pulls up beside her, like you can tell there's a female in there, but you can't really tell.
Crack the window and put my gun out of it. They're like, back up.
Gun.
They don't need to know that.
You're right, but you ride around with the sunroof open, blaring music all the time. When she comes to the house, and
maybe in the summer, but
when she used to come clean her car out when I was gone, I'd come back and my Pandora on my TV in the garage was all kinds of out of whack because she was doing new stations that I'm like, what is this mumble rap crap?
Little Dirk, G Herbo,
But
NBA Youngboy.
I will say she did grow up listening to my music, the 90s stuff, the older 70s and 80s from like the skating rink stuff. Mm-hmm. So she does have a. What was it you called me one night? Someone called me asking about a song, and one of your buddies said he didn't think I'd know who it was. It was like a Key Sweat or something.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I know what you're talking about. Or like, you know what's funny? April, my manager, had no clue that I listened to the type of music I listen to at all. I was like,
You look like a Taylor Swift kind of.
ew. I'm a certified Swiftie hater. Like, I can't. Like, that fan base annoys the shit out of me. I mean, find a hobby, y'all, for real. But I told my boss one day, I was like growing up to like Little Kim, how many licks? And like, she was like, what? I was like, yeah, unfortunately.
I didn't filter what was played in the car. I
grew up on Jersey Shore. Like, I watched Jersey Shore as a child. Like, there was
I grew up listening to 2 Live Crew and stuff. So it's like, I can't say you can't listen to that when I'm listening to 2 Live Crew and NWA and stuff as a kid. Like kid.
It always shocks my friends when I pull it out. Or like Candy Rain, when that comes on at a party, oh, I go nuts. That's mine and Kaylee's. We love that one. But yeah, I love the old music.
So being you grew up around cars, how would you have felt if it would, I guess you would have got used to it if I was into hunting or fishing, or like, are you glad you grew up around cars?
If I had to pick one, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a hunter.
And I keep telling her, I was like, when you find a boyfriend, he has to know how to change a tire.
You know what's funny? I'm on dating apps now, newly single, even though I keep saying I hate men, but it's kind of funny to just swipe. I don't know. But I will
So fellas, don't be swiping.
I will look at a guy on a dating app and be like, he don't know nothing about cars. And I'll left swipe him.
You don't want the squatted kid with the alpaca hair and the...
God, no. We got to quit that. No.
Isn't that cool? The hey dudes with the tall socks?
No, I can't.
Now I do have a couple pair of hey dudes, and she makes fun of me all the time.
Yeah, I do. But also my ex wore those. And I mean, that's just certified loser status. So we should just get rid of the hey dudes. I'm like, he hates Crocs though. I think Crocs are comfy, but I don't wear them like that.
I've bought you a couple pair of Crocs, so I'm a Croc hater, so
I do like the hot pink. It's just because they fit well with my fuzzy socks. If I could get a pair of the Crocs with fuzz in them, yeah, I can't do the squatted trucks. That's got to go.
So now you've used to me building brand new stuff back to back to back. So now I'm wanting to do something classic. So what's your thoughts on the classic car side?
I keep telling him I want him to bring back the lifted truck era, but I mean, I'm not opposed. It'll be interesting to see how it unfolds. The
lifted truck, I almost want to do another one, but the amount that they're charging for these new vehicles is just stupid. The fact that an F-250 is $90,000 is dumb to me. Like, that should be a $40,000 truck.
Yeah, no, I agree. But it'll be interesting to see everything that happens over that. You'll get to hang out with Adam a little bit more. Gives me an excuse to go to Vegas.
And go hang out while I'm out there?
Yeah.
So I will say that she was shocked that I have it, but I have a video of her first wreck. Speaking of cars. I was staying at the house or something.
I wouldn't consider it a wreck. It was just like a boo-boo.
Well, was you in high school or college?
Because I had the Toyota.
So she backs out of the driveway, and typical girl, don't pay attention to what's around them.
Let's get my music started.
Yeah, so backing out of my driveway in the neighborhood, so it's not a busy road, she just backs out and just doing whatever, and the guy across from me was having a shed built at his house, and there was a dually with an enclosed trailer sitting there, and she backed square into that trailer, shifted the trailer, pulled back into the driveway.
Right back in, and just sat there for a second.
The neighbor pulled up his cameras and sent me the video of her backing into it. She goes, "How'd you get that?"
Do you still have that?
Sure do.
You should insert that right there. That'd be good.
Yep.
It damaged my car more than it did the trailer. I don't even think the trailer had a scratch on it.
Me and Chris tried and pushed the bumper back out. It scratched a little bit. I remember polishing that out, but me and Chris did the hot water trick and then pushed from the inside and popped the bumper back out. So
yeah, we fixed it, but now I look where I'm backing up now.
So is there something though, vehicle-wise, that you, whether it's not right now, but down the road, you'd be like, this is my bucket list vehicle. This is what I want. Is it still a Jeep? Or do you think 10 years from now, you're like, this is my bucket list? So the wagon, the RS6 wagon was my bucket list.
I still down the road, like, it would be cool to have something like that, but I feel like down the road, I'm still going to want to lift a Jeep. Something in me, like, with everything on it, I have just envisioned an all-white, tinted window, lifted Jeep, like, this is going to be funny, but I've wanted hot pink interior. So the pink interior with the white.
So that means you'll never sell it.
I want to keep it forever, and I would sell it. You know how many girls want pink interior? I will say I do really like my brown interior. I have seen some all-white Jeeps that have like the dark brown interior like my car. I really like my interior. That's probably one thing. Like if I can't have red interior, like Kristen's, like how her Acura had the red interior. Like if I couldn't have that in my Acura, like I really do like the brown. But yeah, I think down the road, part of me still really, really, really wants a Jeep one day.
And that right there it goes back to the proud dad thing. So here she is, early 20s, and knows, okay, I want interior done, I want lifted.
I've wanted that since I was 15.
But still, most of your friends.
I wanted a Jeep since I was 15. I went through my Facebook photos the other day and like scrolled way down to the bottom, was like trying to like clean everything out. I literally had like pictures of Jeeps that weren't even mine, like posted all lifted and everything. But yeah.
Your friends wouldn't know that you can do interior like that, and like they wouldn't know that's what that was. Oh, I did buy you a Jeep already though. What was your
Hot Wheels
18th birthday? Something like that? I did buy her a Jeep.
Yeah, because I was in my dorm.
I did buy her a Jeep. She was mad that it was a Hot Wheels, but I still bought her a Jeep. Does that not count?
Oh, I remember the days I used to want a Corvette. You remember those? I used to want a Corvette. I don't anymore, but yeah, definitely could do a Jeep one day. I definitely down the road want an Audi.
Maybe I should do a Corvette, start
I've
wearing white New
always wanted
Balance.
a G-Wagon, but I feel like he's like...
They're highly overpriced for what they are.
I agree, but I still think they're very nice.
And she wants a G-Wagon because she watches Kardashians all the time.
I mean, that has some influence, but
They
just look nice. Like, if you see somebody roll up in a G-Wagon, you're like, damn, they got money.
She stayed at our house for a week or so while she was in college one time. And literally, my living room TV did not go off with her Kardashians the entire time she was there, 24 hours a day.
The older seasons are the best.
She screwed up our algorithm so bad on, what was it, Netflix or Hulu, whatever it was.
Yeah, it's either that, Kardashians, The Office, Friends, Modern Family, or any, The Real Housewives, preferably Salt Lake City, but Atlanta's funny, but yeah.
Thinking of TV stuff though, so how does it feel to know that your dad has been on TV a couple times doing the photography thing? Is that cool to be like, hey, my dad's on TV?
Yeah. No, I've definitely brought that up to people before.
And then she's always, anytime I have a cover come out, it's become a thing since she was little. She'll spread out one of my cover shoots and do a photo.
And what's funny is anytime I do go to a store, I always like, if I happen to walk by the magazine, I'll like look and be like, are they at the store? Are they not? They don't ever have them at Publix.
And then she'll ask some random stranger, can you take a picture of me? And she's doing the thumbs up in front of the magazine rack as an adult. So
yeah, have to spread them out, show them off.
See, another proud dad moment there. So
I wore my Modified Rides podcast hoodie to the gym the other day and sent him a photo, and he ignored me.
I might have been doing something at the time. Did anybody ask you what it was? Oh, is that your podcast?
No, I was in the corner on the Stairmaster the whole time.
Yeah, so anytime I do any shirts like the one she has on, of course, I'm like, hey, I'm doing shirts to sell. And then she's like, oh, you're going to get me a couple, right?
I always like the pullovers. I have too many t-shirts, but I love a good pullover. That's
all right, branding there. She used to hate that in school. That she'd be like, I'm not wearing something with my name on it.
Yeah.
Now you don't care.
If I could make a critique, though, I wish you would do something different with the logos.
Why?
Just like I feel like those should be on the back.
Well, design me a shirt then.
Pay me.
See? No. I'm buying you lunch today and your friend.
I also told him that his Modified Rides video intro, where it's like zooming through, we got to change that font. I'm trying.
Okay, well, become a graphic designer and do that for me. That's out of my wheelhouse. Is it in yours?
Marketing is.
All right, well, that's about enough for this. I've had enough of as I can stand over, so it's time to... She's probably hungry anyway.
I am. Always.
I would give out her Instagram, but like I said, she don't want any guys following her.
Oh, don't worry. They do. From your page. They definitely follow me from your page. I mean, I'm not mad about it. But unless you like skincare and memes, you're not really getting much from my Instagram.
And bar photos and...
Yeah. Oh, I will say, I don't know why that's... I guess just because Leah's on her way here now, but when you took when you like drove back to my apartment on my birthday and you were
Yeah.
like showing Rachel everything in your truck, Leah was like, he was in there hitting all his buttons and turning all his lights on and was like, this does this and like turn the stereo up. And I was like, that sounds familiar. Sounds familiar.
But you wouldn't want it any other way though.
No.
You'd be like, that's Dad's truck.
Yeah. It's a flex. It's a little flex.
But as you guys that are on YouTube and can see, I always say, this is the reason I carry a gun, because...
It's also nice, too. There was one time... How am I trying to word this? I guess somebody I knew needed their car jumped, and I kept trying to explain to him that, like, how to do it and what he needed done in full denial. He was in full denial. You don't know what you're talking about. I was like, okay, bet. I was like, my dad's actually on his way out here right now, and I want to put money on this. And I was right. And I think I wouldn't have been right had I not grown up around this.
Well, do you know how to change a tire, though?
I do, actually. I feel like I could confidently do that if I was on the side of the road.
Are you strong enough to take the lug nut off?
I think so. If it was like life or death, yeah. I feel like I could do it.
Well...
Now I know to turn the compressor on.
To have air.
I do know that. And I do know people, when I go get my oil changed, they love to be like, you need this done, you need this done. And I'll never forget the last time I got my oil changed in Nashville. The guy was like, what is it, my air filter? He was like, your air filter looks a little dirty. Like, we can go ahead and replace that. And I was like, it's okay. I'm about to head to my dad's right now. We'll take a look at it. And he kept trying. I was like, no, really. I just need my oil changed. That's all I need from you today. And he was just shocked. So ladies, don't ever let an oil change man try to swindle you out
It's
of money.
upselling. They probably get commission off of it.
And look at him and say, kiss my ass. And you go right to the AutoZone and you get it yourself.
Well, that right there shows that you can still know what you're doing. I bet if it wasn't for me, I bet Kristen would go to the thing. Oh, she did that.
I was about to say, she definitely did that.
She did get the oil change one day. She goes, I had him put an air filter in too. And I'm like, you realize your husband could have done that for probably half the price, right? Oh, I didn't think of that.
Kristen.
So.
Kristen, we know better.
All right. Well, thanks for checking this out. Like it's a little different setup. I'm not going to be in a pink lit.
I like the pink.
I won't be in a pink lit kitchen anymore, I guess. So. Like I said, just doing a few things different. I've done this stuff driving down the road. I did the one with Adam in his shop. I'm kind of testing out a little setup like this to see how it's going to work. If you guys like it, let me know. We'll wind up trying to do this more. Maybe I can start setting up at shows and doing little short little interviews with people and see how that goes. So until then, we'll see you next week on the new episode.
I want a Diet Coke.